Hi guys, welcome to Rise and Inspire. And we can thank Brandon James for that. Thank you, Brandon. Go look him up under A World for You on Spotify, for YouTube.
We appreciate you.
Definitely.
Okay, we are here again. We made it on a Tuesday.
We're doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good. We got everything going this time. Rocking it.
That's it.
So, Cal, do you want to tell them about our topic this week?
All right. So today we thought it'd be a good idea to talk about finding your outlet and why it's important to have one in life.
Yeah, totally. And this topic came to us this last week because, times are really stressful right now. Yeah. At least for me. I got a lot going on. It's COVID 2020. Everybody's trying to show up to be their best. And sometimes we get so stressed out, right?
So true.
I mean, Kelly has been through a lot in the last week.
And it's always fun to find a good outlet to get through it.
Yes,
yes. It's always, stressful moments,
Yeah, those outlets are what's going to help you get back to yourself and literally let you survive the day.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Because I know I definitely have some, and they've helped me, get through whatever it may be.
Yes. So, one thing we really want to point out there, about outlets is, you got to find out what works for you. Everybody's different. But the importance of it is stress is not going to get you anywhere, right? I know with me, when I get super stressed out, my body tenses, right? So you get so tense, you're keeping that all in there, and then it starts affecting you. It affects me being a mom, being an employee, being a friend, my health and fitness journey, whatever it may be. And one thing that Kelly and I know, that when we're having those moments when we feel like we can't get through the day, go to your outlet.
That's right. Make it happen, because no one else is going to do it for you. So you always have to find your thing. Like she said, whatever works best for you.
So what would you say your outlet is?
So for me, I have a couple of them, and it definitely starts with singing and dancing, which I wish I could do more of on YouTube, but they'll block us out. So I'm not going to show you guys too many of my very cool moves yet, but it's singing and dancing. It's what fuels my fire. It's what makes me happy. I don't care if I'm good or not. I've heard many times, don't quit your day job. And that's okay.
She's good. Don't want to fool you. She's a very good singer.
It's just something that I enjoy to do. Whether I'm making a fool out of myself or not, and whether I'm doing it in private or not, I just use it as an outlet, and it helps me get through anything. Probably more singing. Growing up and now, I always have turned, that's just something I would go lock myself in my room, use my 7 CD disc changer, go through all the CDs and crank my music with my big old speaker over here, big old speaker over here, because I was the next contestant on whatever singing show that was in my bedroom. And that's just what I did. And it helped me, I can listen to a happy song, sad song, whatever. And it helps me get through the situation, or thinking more clearly on how to get through it.
Yeah, most definitely. And I do have to say, dancing is one of my favorites. Before I jump on a call with a client or anything like that, I always put some music on to dance, because that's what gets my energy up.
Yeah, it's so true. It's a good endorphin rush.
Yes, it is. For me, dancing, that kind of stuff helps. But what my really big outlet that really helps me get back to myself, refocus, feeling good again, would be running.
Yeah.
I love, before I did home workouts, I did running, and asked Kelly, she was like, come on, do home workouts. And I was like, no way, I am all about running. And the reason I loved running so much, or love running, is because literally you don't have to think, right? Like you don't have to think. I put my earphones in, I'm outside, and I just like really embrace, moving my body. And most of the time I do listen to like an audiobook or something like that when I'm running, to kind of like bring me back. Like it's, so not only do you have that endorphin release, but you also have like that mind clarity of being like, okay, you know what? We've been through hard things. We're going to get through this, and stress is only going to hinder my goals rather than help them exceed. Right.
So true. Couldn't be more true. I just feel like movement is such a good movement of any kind. Dancing, running, working out
For
is
sure.
probably another huge outlet for both of us.
Yes, for
And
sure.
since, I can't do that right now, so I have to find other ways to get through it. So today I did some meditation, which was different for me, but I needed to find an outlet to help me get through the situation. And I mean, it's up to us to do that. And like you say, Darcy, it's about stress and how that is going to be the worst thing for you, mentally, physically, whatever it is. So life isn't easy. It's not supposed to be. I don't know why we think everything's just going to go easy peasy for everyone and life is grand and work isn't hard and home life should be, on point 24/7. That's not real life, you guys. You need, life is always going to throw stuff at you, and it's not going to be in your plan all the time. So you just have to find that outlet to just get you through the day or the week or the month, whatever it, however long it needs to be.
Totally. And one thing I always like to refer back to is when you are so tense and stressed, your body is not going to let go of anything. So your outlet is what's going to release that stress. And especially if you are on a weight loss journey, I always ask, I'm like, okay, your nutrition, are you exercising? How's your mindset? How's your mindset? Because that's the thing. If you are holding that all in there, your body's going to feel that tense. And when you're tense, what do? Start crossing your arms, you'd be all tight. And that's the same thing with like the weight loss. Nothing's going to be moving as fast as you want it to because you're so tense.
Right. It's so true. So whatever form of, it doesn't necessarily have to be movement. You know what I mean? Like I said, singing is such a fun one to get lost into, or audiobooks, like you said, or just like sitting down with a book. If you live where there's always nice weather, just going outside for that walk and getting the fresh air and all the things just helps so much.
And here's the thing. If you do not find a good outlet, you're going to go down another path to find an outlet, right? I mean, I'm guilty of this myself. I'm like, God, I had a hard day. I need a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm turning to, alcohol as my outlet, as my stress reliever, which is, that's okay in moderation. But once it starts getting like, that's what your always go to is, and you're going down that path that you might not even notice you're going down, but it's your outlet at that point in time.
Yeah. So true. Like I do that with processed food, junk food, sweet, savory, whatever.
Yeah, this can definitely cross with emotional eating.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because you don't want to find those bad habits, I guess, to help you cope with life situations. You always need to find that positive outlet to get you through, so we don't go to having that glass or depending, because it's not bad to have a glass of wine, but it's depending on that glass of wine, or it's depending on like those homemade rolls are definitely going to make me feel better after I eat that in a whole pan of Rice Krispie treats. It doesn't. It's a bad habit. Don't do it.
It sure is. And, recently I've noticed with myself that all of a sudden I'm starting to turn to always like drinking, not like it wasn't crazy, but I was noticing that I was drinking a lot more than I normally would. And And let me tell you, yeah, it was an outlet at the time, but I felt like crap.
Yeah.
Then, like later on the day, the next day, I was not feeling good because I was using that as an outlet that only cured it for a little bit, whatever was bothering me. And, a lot of times that's how situations start and you don't even realize it because it's a crutch, right?
It doesn't help you long term.
Right.
So that's what we're going with here. Like, yeah, eating junk or whatever could help me for this one day get through it, but what's going to help you long term down the road? What are you always going to turn to when you have that something that comes up in life that you're not planning for?
Because that's life.
That's life. Yeah. And it's not always easy peasy breezy. Sorry.
No, it's not. And you'll notice that those outlets you go to, so like running, I really enjoy it now.
Yeah.
There was a point that I didn't, love it at first, but I was, getting my sort of exercise that way. But now I enjoy it because there's so much more benefits than just the exercise, which that is a great part. But, when you use those outlets, you are going to notice you're able to be your better self.
It's so true. You can show up better, you feel better, more confident, ready to tackle more things, that's definitely the way to be.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Do you have any suggestions of what other outlets people can do?
Well, I keep always going back to movement of some sort, like karate, boxing, walking. I'm not a runner, but I don't mind walking. So if that's something that you don't mind doing, just being alone with your thoughts for a little bit and thinking on how you can turn a negative situation into positive. So I guess that would go to podcasts. That's such a good one. I realized today, though, doing meditation, I do not sit still well, and I do not sit still with an empty head. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're always like, make sure you're not going out with all your thoughts and you're just bringing it back in and you're focusing on your breathing. And it's like, that's not easy for me to do. But maybe that is definitely something positive that I could work towards. So maybe if it's not like your outlet right now, it doesn't mean it can't be. So it's really finding what works best for the type of person that you are. Do you like to go, sing your face off in the car like you're the next American Idol? Or do you like to dance in your kitchen like nobody's watching, or like you're, the next dance expert? What is that outlet that works for you? Right. Listening to other people or what?
Right. And like, those outlets can also, it release stress, but can also release that emotion you're bottling up.
Yeah.
For instance, have you ever been in the car, you're singing this song and it's a sad song, and all of a sudden you're like, the waterworks just keep coming down? That happens to me frequently, but you let out that emotion that we are bottling up because we're supposed to be tough, right? We're supposed to have it together. We're supposed to always be 100%. But as Kelly said, that's not real life. There's going to be bumps in the roads. There's going to be hard times, and finding those outlets, releasing that tension is going to really help you get through those moments.
It's so true. And actually, that's so funny you just said that, because this just happened before I got on this call. I was talking to one of my best friends, and same thing. She was just having like a rough day and just not feeling like herself. But that's what I was trying to explain, is it's not always going to go as planned, and you just have to remind yourself how tough you are and everything like that. But she used movement as a stress reliever today, and it was really cool to actually see that in play with other people. Like, would have been her outlet, I don't know, like 7 years ago, maybe not. But now that she's in a different space, it is today, and that's definitely something people can work on and work towards.
Well, and think of us. 7 years ago, we would not use movement as our outlet.
No.
I would use food, man.
Food and drinks.
Give me the drinks. Yeah, that is exactly how I would be. And you sometimes have to check yourself. Like, what are you going towards when you're feeling down?
Yeah.
Always check in with like what you notice you're doing.
Yeah. What is going to help your future self?
Yeah.
And
So I don't have anything else on finding your output, but what about you?
outlet.
Outlet, I mean,
Sorry. I'm like, wait, something is seriously wrong here. What?
the sad part is I didn't even notice until you mentioned it.
I know, but I have so many notes right here, and I'm like, she's close, but not quite there.
And you thought you were gonna be the tongue-tied one.
Oh, I always am. Yeah. Oh, it's so fun. Yeah. If you guys, thanks for following along with us too. And I'm curious, do you guys have good weather like where you live? Like we live in a very, we're Vermonters, so we live in a very cold area. So I don't always get to go out and go walking. And she's not going to be able to use running as an outlet here pretty soon unless she wants to do it inside. Sorry. So you guys should drop in your comments where you're watching from, because that's really cool to find out too. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, totally. And what are we like? What do you know, Darcy? What are you going to do come wintertime?
Treadmill.
Treadmill. Oh, see how she's so smart like that? Okay. And I'll just keep singing and dancing. So you got to follow my stories if you want to see me make a fool out of myself.
Yeah. So I would eat like in the winter, I either do treadmill or I do spinning.
Yeah, that's such a good idea. Okay, cool. See?
Yeah.
Thinking of other options.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I am a spin instructor. So, normally before COVID, I was teaching spinning 3 times a week. So that was a huge outlet for me, right? Motivating others, getting on that bike, jamming the music. I miss it. I do.
So fun. That was a good one.
Yeah. So Kelly and I actually have some exciting news. We are going to host our first group course sort of thing starting in November. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little different where we're going to focus a lot like on hormones. I have about 2 weeks left of a hormone course that I've been taking. And I think us women don't realize how much hormones play an effect.
So true.
So true. And, Kelly recently had a surgery just barely that affected her hormones a lot. I don't have a thyroid.
Right.
So that's a huge hormone issue. Huge. And then just simply being a female, having babies, all that fun stuff. So we are actually going to do like a holiday hormone retreat group that is going to, you're not only going to hear from us, you're going to get motivation from the amazing Kelly. She's so motivating, you guys. There's constantly times where I'm texting her saying, girl, I need to get up. I need to do this. Give me some motivation.
I love having each other as motivation buddies.
Yes, totally. So this group is going to be great because we're going to give back a lot of knowledge we have. We're going to be there to motivate you, help you, get you your nutrition in check, all those sort of things. So if this is something you're interested in, you can reach out to one of us. And it's going to kick off November 9th, but we would like to get people in there starting like November 2nd, get everything underway. Put it on your calendar.
Do it. You're definitely not going to want to miss this. Definitely not.
No, and we'll have more information coming up. But with that, next week, we are actually going to be talking about hormones.
Dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun. So yeah. As always, if you want to find me on social media, I'm at darcyelizabeth.co, and you are
Kelly EY _ Patricia.
Rock on. Well, thank you all for tuning in today. We hope